we did a good job. I mean, we did really, I thought, a great job. Didn't win, but.
Welcome to Free Colorado News, I'm Mario Armstrong. On December 20th, I caught up with Tom Tancredo at the Liberty on the Rocks holiday party in Denver. It was his 65th birthday. While I don't always agree with Tom Tancredo, even his critics admit that he's an interesting character. So it's your birthday, happy birthday.
It's my birthday.
What are your thoughts on this great state of ours, the nation of ours, on your birthday?
Today I have to figure out exactly, what kind of Medicare plan I'm going to get, and what kind of, if I'm going to do Part D, and a whole bunch of other stuff that is very depressing. Depressing because, number one, I have to do it, number two, that we have it. When you ask me about the problems that exist in this state, I look at it from the standpoint of how many conservatives did not make it that should have, more than how many Republicans did or didn't make it. And it's very discouraging, and it's you don't know. I don't want to think that Colorado has actually become what my son said the night of the election. He thought it was the Eastern California. It's his description of what has happened to us. I hope that's not true, of course. It may be that no conservative will win a statewide race in Colorado unless you lie and pretend you're not. And so I don't want to think that's true. I want to think that there are ways that we could have done it better, and that we could have. We suffer as a result of not being nearly as well organized or well funded as our opposition. And I don't mean the Democrats. I mean, the Democrats suffer from exactly the same thing Republicans suffer from. All the restrictions on contributions and spending, they have faced it all. But they've got something we don't have. They have a shadow party. They've got CODA. We have nothing like it. And as long as that's the case, we will, I think, always be Eastern California. Money does work in elections. It's an ugly fact, but it's true. And they've got plenty. And they're very selective. They're very strategic. They're very smart. And you've got to give them credit for what they've been able to accomplish.
Well, are you glad that you ran and to at least get out your message in this state?
Oh, I am, absolutely. I'm very happy that I have to tell you, I feel very good about everything. Maybe because I never really thought we were going to win. I mean, that's the other thing. Bob Beaupre said to me, "How you feeling?" And I said, "Fine." It was like the day after. And he says, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, really. I'm okay. I feel okay. We did a good job. I mean, we did really, I thought, a great job. Didn't win, but in terms of, we were in the race for 9 weeks. We raised $1,200,000. We were able to give people an alternative they would not have otherwise had."
Well, I think you certainly outperformed most people's early expectations.
I agree. And the night of the election, I actually thought we were going to win.
At least 1 point.
Exactly. I mean, we had all these national news figures saying the upset in the United States tonight will be in Colorado when Tancredo wins. So that was at 6 o'clock. By 7:30, I knew that was accurate, but we had a lot of fun. But as I was telling Bob, he ran for a year and a half, and most of that time, I think he thought he could win and would win. So in that situation, it's a little different from mine.
Yeah, of course.
9 weeks, and it was a long shot from day one. So I really do feel pretty good that we were able to accomplish what we did.
Can we trust any of Hickenlooper's rhetoric about keeping taxes low, keeping the economy free, keeping energy free, or is it just rhetoric?
Well, I'll tell you, he's going to have to do something. And here's what I guess will happen. he's got a constituency he's got to try to placate, and they want tax increases. So he can say, I don't want it. Remember, during the campaign, what he always said, he never once said, I don't want a tax increase. What he said was, there is no, how did he always put it? There's no sentiment out there for this, as he'd say. You know, now that is a long way from saying, I don't want a tax increase. So, but it's going to be difficult, and I think that the way in which he will avoid having to directly handle it is by allowing other organizations, part of CODA, any one of the various organizations that got funded by the gay caballeros, will probably end up pushing some initiative. In fact, I saw that they did introduce something just the other day, last week, over at the title setting board. They did introduce something. So that's the way it'll come about, I think, through an initiative that he can go on. Gee, where are my fingerprints on that? How do I feel about it? I'll tell you, get back to me on that.
Can I do one more?
Of course.
So, your race made the American Constitution Party a major party and threatened to throw the Republicans into a minor party. Now that didn't happen. Does that point to a need of the legislature to review some of those rules as to how parties operate?
Well, here's what we should force them to do that. They should look at it and go, this is the most unfair system we could have ever devised. How brilliant we were before to do it, I suppose. But now that it's faced, one of them faced the ultimate challenge the ultimate threat of actually falling into that category. Yeah, I would say that at least there'll be a push, there should be, to level the playing fields. I mean, the most incredible. I never knew. I had no idea that there was that much of a disparity between minority, that you couldn't raise the same amount of money as a minority. I mean, what the hell? Why not? What is it? What business is it of the state of Colorado how much money I'm able to raise as vis-a-vis anybody else? I mean, why am I penalized by being a minority party candidate? Why is that helpful to the state? Well, it's not. It's helpful only to the major parties. That's all. And so, man, I would have loved to see that 10% threshold broken, so that they would be placed in a situation where they had to do it. But coming close alone is probably good enough that maybe they'll look at it, because it's the pits. It's the most ridiculous and unfair. I can't believe it's constitutional, but I guess it's been challenged. I don't know. Now the challenge for the Constitution Party, which I probably will not be a member of very long, but the challenge will be how do you get enough people to be precinct committee people in every precinct in the state? I don't think there were that many registered. No, so I don't know what the consequences are. I don't know whether they automatically drop back into minority party status if they can.
The next gubernatorial election, and if they don't get it,
4 years.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they get a lot of things. They can get excited. There's a lot of stuff for them now in the next 4 years, But it's when I talked to them about it, the very first time we ever met about this. I mean, I made it as clear as I possibly could that I was there for a reason. The reason was they had ballot access. I had not had some epiphany about the party, and they were there because I could get them more votes than they've ever had before, and so we knew each one knew it was symbiotic, exactly. And as long as it was sometimes you had to remind them that was the case. No, I was not. This is not going to turn into anything else. But they're good people, and they were fine during the election. I have no complaints, but it's not where I want to be in terms of affiliation.
Well, I'll let you get to mingling stuff.
It's okay. Thank you.